Yeah, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Victor Obasuyi, and the channel is My Take on It with Dr. Victor Obasuyi. Today, I'm going to revisit a topic that I dealt with earlier on due to questions that I've been getting. And the topic is first impression matters a lot. As a small business owner, I think it is very necessary for me to revisit this topic. I find a lot of job applicants, when they come in, they don't have a clue of the position they're applying for. Then other than that, most times they take their appearance for granted. Somebody's coming to look for a job, and the person is so casually dressed. You ask yourself, what does this person think my office is? Your interview date is very crucial that you make a very good first impression. First impression relates to your appearance and how much knowledge you have of the position that you're applying for. Appearance does not have to be expensive, but it should be clean. Show the next person that you took your time to prepare for that job interview, which means if you are hired for the job, you also respect that position. I've seen people coming for job interviews with Arsenal jerseys, Toronto Blue Jays jerseys. You're coming to apply for a job in the office. I don't need to know if you're a Blue Jays fan or not. I don't need to know if you're an Arsenal fan. A lot of times this can even work against you, because whoever you're going to meet may not be a fan of the same club. So it's always good to keep it neutral. A decent outfit doesn't have to be expensive, but properly ironed, clean. It just shows that you respect the office that you're going to, you respect that environment, and when you're hired, you also keep that respect for the job, for the position. You don't need to start the interview process on the wrong foot. First impression, again, your appearance and how much knowledge you have of the position. Sometimes this could even score you more points than how much experience you have for that position. Funny enough, a lot of them probably don't even understand the ramifications of this action. Ask yourself a simple question. If you were the one going to hire somebody and you have two people, one of them is very neatly dressed and the other one is casually dressed, without asking questions to see how much they have up here, which one will you take? Now let's also look at it from this perspective, that both of you, in terms of qualifications, both of you have the same maybe paper qualifications. Which one are you going to hire? That's the first way to look at it. So, even if both of you have the same qualifications and the other person is properly dressed at the first encounter, the other person already has an advantage over you. When I'm talking about dressing here, I don't mean buying designer clothes. I just mean keep it clean. Then knowing the position that you're applying for makes a huge difference. What are the requirements of the job? These days, there are a lot of YouTube channels that teaches you how to prepare for job interviews. I will expect, if before you go for a job interview, at least go through one of those. You pick up little tips here and there. It doesn't make sense for you to come in for a job interview. Number one, you're not prepared because you don't know what, you can't even answer questions about what the job you're applying for entails. Then your appearance is not to write home about. I've seen people come to apply for a job, and I think they probably just pulled up any top and bottom from whatever in the house and just put it on and start coming for job interview. How do you expect the person going to hire you? Even if you're the smartest. It's an office. An office requires a certain level of appearance. So if on the first date that you're trying to make the first impression, you can't even put on a set of iron clothes, then it means when you're hired, it's going to be tug of war every day, getting you to put on proper clothing. Your clothes can be as cheap as possible or as inexpensive as possible, but so long as it's clean, that's what counts. Most employers will at least give you the opportunity to come in when you're properly dressed before they probably get to know what you have to offer up here or not. So you don't want to lose that. You don't want to lose that first advantage. It's like starting the race on the wrong foot. So first impression, your appearance, huge difference it makes. Significant difference, whether you're going to get the job or not. Your preparation for the position that you want is the next step. Whatever qualifications that the employer has stipulated, go through it. Make sure you understand each and every one of them. Easily ask somebody else, maybe a friend, to go through those things with you and ask you questions. It helps you prepare. It baffles me when people come into the office, they don't even know the position they're applying for. You may not be experienced in the position, but at least know something about it. You can go online, read up about the position. At least you know the person wants position A, B, or C. What is the job of somebody that does position A? Read it up. Position B, read it up. I've had several cases where after interviewing potential employees, I pick the one I want. The next most qualified. I keep the resume for when there's another opening. Or sometimes I can call around and ask my friends, there's somebody like this. Seems like a very qualified candidate, but unfortunately, I took one or two already. Do you need anybody? And on a few occasions, I've had people get jobs that way. So even if you don't get the position that you applied for, remember that could be a potential avenue for you to another employer that may be able to hire you. So, but what I want to say is those two things, they're very important. Your appearance at the interview and how prepared you are. Your appearance and your knowledge of the position could even give you an edge over somebody that has experience in the field. It doesn't have the appearance, or that couldn't make a good first impression. This happens with paid jobs. It also happens with non-paid jobs, even volunteer jobs. I've turned down a couple of people that applied that asked to volunteer in my office. And that's because most times first impression, they don't stand up to it. People sometimes think I'm going to volunteer, so it doesn't matter. Nope. Even when you're volunteering, you still need to understand that office is an office that you're going to, and that office has a standard. You have to meet that standard. Sometimes for a volunteer position, you can get a paid job. So don't look at it like you're doing whoever owns the office a favor because you're volunteering your service. No. Look at it like a regular job or something that will lead to the next job for you. So, ladies and gentlemen, especially our younger ones, please, these two things, very important. First impression, appearance, and knowledge of the position that you're applying for. Thank you. See you next week.